Folks, for those of you on YouTube watching, you see him on the screen. The legend, Lomas Brown, going to join us today on Locked On Lions.
You are Locked On Lions, your daily Detroit Lions podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's happening, everybody? Matt Dery with you, a Tuesday edition of Locked On Lions right here on the Locked On Podcast Network, Tuesday, October 24th and a Wednesday, October 25th. Thanks for making us your first listen and checking us out wherever you get your podcasts. On the program today, yes, we got him. Lions Ring of Honor, soon to be Hall of Famer, legend, radio analyst for the Lions. He's at WJR. He's everywhere. I saw him on Channel 4. He's always there with Jamie Edmonds once in a while. It's our good buddy Lomas Brown is with us today. Lo, what's up, man?
I'm good, man. How you doing, man?
Good to see you. It's been a long time.
Yes.
I know I was hanging with you at tea times this summer. That was fun.
I know. I know, man. That was a lot of fun, man. Seemed like that was a long time ago, but man, here we are in the middle of fall, man. Soon to be winter. So yeah, man, it's exciting.
What are your thoughts? You know, it's interesting. Somebody sent me a clip today of Stephen A. Smith going off on the Lions, calling them fraudulent. I mean, they lose one game, and it's like the bottom's falling out. Where do you stand as the team sits at 5-2 with a big game coming up Monday?
I know it is a big game, and you know, everybody keeps forgetting we are a young team. You know, we are one of the younger teams in the NFL, and when you have a young squad, I mean, sometimes you're going to have games like that. We've seen other good teams in this league have bad games, and, you know, I'm chalking that up as to, one, a great offensive game plan by Todd Monken and the Baltimore Ravens. Two, Lamar Jackson executed it to a T, you know, and three, give their defense a lot of credit. They did what they needed to do. They got pressure on us. They got sacks on us. They sped Jared up, and they stopped the run, you know. So they did what they needed to do to win that game. And, you know, unfortunately, it stopped the little streak that we had going here in Detroit.
No question about it. Locked On Lions today, by the way, brought to you by Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Were you surprised, and I was listening a little bit the other day, were you surprised at how soft the Lions played defensively? It just seemed like, all right, Ravens, you know, Jackson back to throw, and he fires, and there's 5 open receivers just with quick outs. Lions are so aggressive, and I love that they get in your face, whether it's the D line, linebackers blitzing, the corners. Were you a little bit surprised at how soft the game plan was?
Yeah, I even said that during the radio broadcast. You know, I felt that we were kind of soft on the receivers. We didn't throw off any of their rhythm or try to jam those guys and get them off. We did it some. I just don't think we did it enough in the game. And again, I think the key was just any quarterback. I'm telling you, any quarterback in this league, if you let them get comfortable back there, they're going to pick you apart. And you got to give their offensive line a lot of credit, which I thought that would be one of the spots we could take advantage of, you know, with our pass rush and what we have been doing all year long. I thought they came in a little banged up on their offensive line. I thought individually they couldn't block us one-on-one, but they sure proved me wrong. And again, Todd Monken had an excellent game plan.
Lions radio analyst, WJR, Lions post games with Danny Rogers on the Lions YouTube channel. Lomas Brown with us, the former Lion, of course. How worried are you about Jameson Williams right now?
Yeah, I'm a little worried about J-Mo. I mean, there's just some things, and maybe, you know, I think, you know, from what I've seen is maybe we need to try to get the ball in his hand quicker. I mean, they're not, you know, the deep shots right now. You know, let him just get the ball in his hands, get comfortable with running, doing some of the things that you do, even if it's just a modest gain. But again, he's getting the ball in his hands. He's getting used to catching it. He's getting used to tucking it, making moves, getting hit, securing the ball, all the things that you need to do to be a great wide receiver. You get those things. And, I just see, a couple of shots here and there, deep shots. I just don't think that's helping him in this growth. I think they need to try to incorporate him more in the game just to see what they have. Because I don't think the Lions know what they have in J-Mo right now.
I'll say this, and I think you probably agree with me, and you're around the team a lot more than I am, but it seems like the players like him and want him to succeed, and they're like trying to root him on and mentor him. But again, in year 2, when he was a first-round pick, you have a shorter leash with guys like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, again, and that's when the pressure starts coming. You're right, man. When you're drafted that high, man, you're expected to come in and play. And from what I've seen around him, he is a good dude. I mean, he is a guy that you want to cheer for. I've seen nothing to the contrary that would make me think he's nothing but a good locker room person in there. But, it has to match up with the productivity on the field. That has to match up. And they just need some impact plays from him. I just think right now with David Montgomery down, if they could get some impact plays from J-Mo, and again, incorporate them in it slowly, wide receiver screens, some reverses, just little things just to get the ball in his hands and just let him see what he can do.
I listen to the broadcast a lot. You love Montgomery, and him being out, I know bugs the heck out of you, doesn't it?
It does. I'm telling you, I said it. It was 2 people coming into this year. Well, I can't even say coming into this year. The first person coming into this year was Jared Goff. When I seen what we had in David Montgomery, Matt, because I'm telling you, I did not know he was that good. I seen him at Chicago and thought he was a power back that you had to bring the party to get down. One guy wasn't really bringing him down. But what I seen, what he brought, what he has since he's been to Detroit, is he can make guys miss in tight spaces. And I didn't realize he could do that, man. So he pretty much has the total package to me and everything. And that's why when I seen the first couple of games of him, he was one of the guys I said it was 2 guys. It was Jared Goff and it was David Montgomery that couldn't miss any time for the Lions. And you see it. Our offense hadn't been the same since he's been out of there. Jared's been in the offense, but our offense hadn't been the same without David Montgomery. And he's that cog that makes that wheel go.
As a former O-lineman, and I don't want to hammer away at this game last Sunday. It was a clunker. It was bad. But Glasgow moves back left. With Jackson out, Vaitai comes back in. Those guys didn't play all that well. As somebody that played the position, how difficult is that? Or do you give a guy like Graham credit because he's held up pretty well in kind of that utility role?
He has. I mean, Graham is that. Look, anytime you don't hear about a lineman throughout the year, basically, he's doing well. And when I say hear about him, he's not getting a lot of penalties. He's not getting beat to where the announcers are talking about him all the time. So, Graham has quietly stepped in there and done a nice job in there and stuff. And again, that's the big thing too, man, us getting healthy. That's the thing about it. When you don't have the players, yes, it affects you because they're missing the games. But what people don't realize, they're missing practice time too. And then practice, that's when you get your chemistry down. That's when you get that unspoken language down. That's when you could go over new plays. If Ben Johnson want to install new plays, he could do that in practice, but you need the guys to be there so you can install the new plays, so you can execute the plays that you already have. All that goes hand in hand with being able to practice. And when you're not healthy, you can't do it.
More with Lomas Brown coming up next. I want to ask him about the Monday night game and talk about the defense a little bit as well. We're brought today by our friends at PrizePicks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Instead of battling thousands of other players, just go up against the PrizePicks projections. You pick more than or less than on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and the winnings roll in, whether it's this weekend. Everybody saw what Jordan Addison did last week for the Vikings, whether it's this weekend. What about the numbers for Amon-Ra St. Brown against the Raiders? Maybe more than or less than 80 yards receiving. You can do all of that at prizepicks.com. You go to the website, prizepicks.com/LockedOnNFL. Use the code LockedOnNFL for a first deposit match up to $100. That's prizepicks.com. FanDuel.com/LockedOnNFL. Use code LockedOnNFL. Get that first deposit match up to $100. PrizePicks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Our buddy Lomas Brown is with us, Lions legend, Lions radio analyst. Of course, joins Dan Miller, TJ Lang on those Lions broadcasts each and every week. Do you like those videos, by the way, Lomas, that they now have?
Yeah.
Like Dan going nuts. Was he always going crazy when the cameras weren't rolling? And now
I'm telling you, man, that he's the same, man. I always said since the 6 years I've been there, always said, man, Dan Miller can make a field goal sound exciting. You get excited about a field goal. Oh my God, they kicked the field goal. You're like, yeah, so he's the best, man. And yes, because it's kind of fun that the people kind of see what goes on in the booth and stuff. So yeah, man, that's been us the whole time.
I like it. You ever play to the camera? You ever kind of look and have some fun with it, or are you so focused on the
telling you focus in on the game, man. You lose sight that the camera's in there, man. I remember one of the big things for me was, at Green Bay when I had my phone in my hand. And I got so excited about a play, I threw my phone, and I'm so happy they had the net above that window, man, because, man, my phone would have been gone. There's no way I would have got that phone. Y'all would have seen me distracted the rest of the broadcast trying to get my phone. So, yeah, that saved me, man.
That's funny. I'm trying to remember. Is it Pittsburgh that's like the worst location where you cannot see anything? They like put you in the corner? Because Green Bay's pretty good.
One of those stadiums. Yeah, you're right. It is one of them, man. They kind of all get jumbled together. I tell you what, though, man, the best was where we were just this weekend, man. We got beat down, but we had a great view of it, man. They were like, it was almost kind of field level. It was probably third floor. But, man, it was a great, great view of the game. Like I said, it wasn't a good game to view. But it was great, man. That was probably one of the best ones that we went to. One of the best stadiums that we went to is Baltimore as far as the view.
By the way, Lomas, can you believe the amount of Lions fans on these road trips? I mean, have you ever seen like this?
Hey, and Matt, it was a lot there in Baltimore. But again, we didn't give them anything to cheer about. But we took over. I'm telling you, man, it was so many. We didn't even talk about it during the broadcast because, again, everything just fell apart so early. But it was a lot of Lions fans there. And like I say, Lion fans, we stand up and we take over stadiums, and that's what they did, man. The previous stadiums, we took over them, and man, they've been traveling great this year.
I haven't been here since '96, but in '91 and the early '90s, were the fans on the road like that, or is this totally new now?
No. I mean, our fans, even since I've been calling radio, under the Matt Patricia days, they've been traveling. But again, you got to give fans something to look forward to, something to come out there, even especially away game fans and stuff, especially the abuse they're gonna have to take, and then you're getting beat down. But now it's just a different vibe because now the Lions are winning when they go on the road. So you got so many more fans. So I would say it's a lot more going on now than there was back in the 90s.
All right, so they're 5-2. The defense has improved. I know that look, this past Sunday was a clunker and it was not a good performance. But all in all, what are you seeing from that side of the ball that you like? And certainly with all the injuries, yet they've been able to kind of play through it.
Yeah, I mean, again, we've been playing good defense. Again, that was a bad day, but again, you got to look at Todd Monken and how they looked at it. Now, the only thing that gets me worried is this film circulates for 3 more weeks. So our next 3 opponents, they're going to watch this film and they're going to see how Baltimore attacked us, which is what Matt, they didn't run the ball. Okay, we got the best run defense in the league, so why would you run your head up against the wall? What they did was they used their quick passes as run. A 3-yard pass, a 4-yard pass is just like a 3 or 4 yard run. As long as you stay ahead of the sticks. And that's what they did. They broke off, as you know, a couple. They broke off like 7 20-yard plus plays, as you know. But again, they came off some of the same motion, or it looked similar to some of the same things they were dinking and dunking off of. And then we just got lost with our eye candy. I think one of the biggest things Aaron Glenn is going to harp at those guys was to stay disciplined with their gap control and their eye discipline. I think because they sent a lot of different motions at us, we left a lot of guys free. An 80-yard run, Ricard on his big run. It was just too many big plays that happened in that game, especially with Lamar not using his feet.
Let me ask you about missing Jerry Jacobs this past week. A lot of people are saying, well, trade deadline's a week from tonight or from today or yesterday. And they're like, oh, they need another corner. They need Jacobs healthy. He's actually, I think, gotten better. And I see a drop-off, a pretty big one between he and Will Harris. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, again, but Will, as Will, and be fair to Will's a safety. I mean, he started off as a safety who they're converting and running as a nickel, back. So, you got to be fair to him too, as far as the position that he's in. I mean, kudos, man. That's what a Dan Campbell coach guy do for you. He'll do anything you ask him to do, whether it's playing the nickel position when you're a safety, man. But that's Neil. I think that's Will's natural position is the safety position. So yeah, they just need guys to get healthy. And yeah, if it's somebody out there that can help the secondary, yeah, you go get them. If it's somebody out there that can help us on the D line, yeah, we go get them. Anybody that can help us on this team, I think you have to look at them, because I think you have to push everything to the middle of the table this year, I think.
Would you go get an edge to be opposite of Hutch? What do you think of that group right now?
I mean, we need it. I mean, unfortunately, with James Houston getting hurt early in the year, you know what I'm saying? We were stacked at that position. Just think to the year how that position was. They were talking about who they might have to cut because they had too many guys.
Right.
Now at this point, we really don't have enough of those guys, not at least being productive. That's helping Hutchinson out, because he's carrying his load. We just need other guys, especially when this guy's being double teamed and sometimes triple teamed. The other guys got to win their one-on-one matchups. If not, we're going to have to start sending guys. As you see in that last game, Tracy Walker spent a lot of time in the box. He spent a lot of time down there by the linebackers. You know what I'm saying? So that's for run support. So, we might have to start bringing him or bringing guys off the edge to try to manufacture some pressure too.
Tell you one thing, I don't think anybody expected this. Maybe you did watching him at training camp, but the way Brian Branch has played, my goodness. Thank you, Green Bay, for allowing the Lions to move up to 45 to get a kid like that. That's not easy to play that spot as a first-year player. Is it, Lomas?
No, man. He's doing an excellent job, man. The game is moving so fast for you. Just think about all the different motions you have to look at and all the different formations and, just everything that's involved in this game right now. And you're a rookie and you're picking this up, and you're not just picking it up. You're playing at a high level as a rookie, man. It's just really impressive. And like you say, the sky's just the limit for him, man. It's just unbelievable how good he is so young and how much room he has to grow. Just how much better he's going to be, and the versatility, man. Think about it. They could play him all over the field. You could play him down in the linebacker position. You could play him deep. You know what I'm saying? You could send him. You could blitz him. You could let him cover Travis Kelce. Those type of tight ends. George Kittle's type of tight ends. He's just that versatile. So, man, that's a great pickup for the Lions.
Wait, Travis Kelce, that's Taylor Swift's boyfriend.
That's right. Yeah, as they say.
How many Taylor Swift mentions do you have to have to each broadcast? You got to bring it up.
I don't. Surprisingly none.
Really?
I'm telling you, surprisingly none. Well, they weren't dating the first game of the year, so we escaped all that. If you think about it, they didn't start dating till after we beat them. So yeah,
I love it. Well, hey, at least you're on top of it. You know what's going on.
Yeah, I do. I got young kids.
I love it. All right. 2 more for Lomas. We're going to do those next. I want to ask him about playing on Monday Night Football real fast. We got to tell you about Gametime, best app there is to find tickets. I know I told you guys this Sunday, I'm going to be at the Monday night game for Lions Raiders, but Sunday I'm going to go see the Colts and the Saints. I'm going to get my tickets at Gametime, whether it's sports, music, comedy, theater events. They got it for you. Killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and more. Want last-minute tickets, flash deals, zone deals, whatever it is, easy to find and buying tickets when you go to the Gametime app. It's awesome. It really is the best. I love the view from your seat. Download the Gametime app, create the account, use code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create that account, redeem the code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off. Download Gametime today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. All right, Lomas Brown with us. Monday night, first time we've had a Monday night game at Ford Field since 2018. Lomas, what do you think that's going to be like?
Oh, it's going to be nuts, man. I can't wait. I mean, again, how our fans have been on the road. So how our fans are going to be here. And it's been a home field advantage for us here. And that's what we need it to continue to be. I mean, when you come here, the opposing team has to use the silent count. And that's awesome. You want them to have to use that. So our fans have been into the game from start to finish. We've given them something, meaning the Lions have given them something to cheer about. So I expect no less than it to be a ruckus crowd. It's alumni night. It should be almost 100 for that night. So it's going to be a special night. And anytime Monday Night Football comes to town, you want to put your best foot forward as a player. Think about it. You're the only game. That's the only game going on at that time. So all your peers are watching that game. So if you want to, if you want your name out there and your name amongst all the greats, this is the platform that you use you use to do that. And, I couldn't think of a bigger platform. So, yeah, I can't wait.
How would you have done against Max Crosby?
Man, I know I would have had to have a big pregame meal because that dude, man, that dude brings it, man, all game long. And I always said those were the type that I hated to play against. Those are effort guys, those guys that never give up, man. Those were the hardest guys to play against. And that's what you get with him each and every play. And think about this. Think about his little extra motivation. He coming back home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that I'm telling you, that motivates the player to want to play real good when you come back home. So, he look for him to give whoever he lining up over, whether it's Panay or Taylor, they're going to have to bring it to block him.
He's like the perfect Raider, isn't he? Like just in that uniform.
Yeah, man, the tattoos everywhere and the don't care attitude. Yeah, he kind of fits that, even though I think he would fit in good in Honolulu blue and silver, too. He'll look good in that. Think about him and Aiden, those two effort guys on the opposite ends. Oh, man, they would give any offensive line fits.
I want to start that rumor. I'll say Lomas Brown says Lions are going to trade for Max.
I wish.
Your buddies with Brad Holmes. See if we can get on the phone and make that happen. That would be something else.
Yeah.
Lomas, great to see you. Thanks for doing this.
Absolutely, man.
Keep up the great work, my friend.
I appreciate it, Matt. You take care, okay?
You got it. There he is, Lomas Brown with us. Is he getting ready to head to WJR? This is a Tuesday edition of Locked On Lions.